Here in Europe, festivals are a way of life. And here's a look back at the top European festivals of the summer. The season began in early June with over 100 bands playing the 21st annual festival at Roskilde, Denmark.
I like the idea of playing festivals which are quite, you know, like famous festivals. This is quite a famous festival.
The festival lasted 4 days, and so did the rain.
The rain is something that you plan into the itinerary just about. Jesus Jones to take the stage, rain.
The weather was better at London's Crystal Palace.
It can be good, but not in the same way as playing a small club. I mean, there's good things about that, and there's good things about this sort of thing.
It's nice for a change to actually go in and play outdoors. This is an open-air festival. That's neat, you know?
In late June, Iggy Pop headlined a 4-day festival at Loder, Switzerland.
It took a few songs to break the ice. And all of this was made for you and me.
10 years ago, French musicians were not very popular.
In mid-August, 80,000 European metalheads flocked to Castle Donington in Derby, England to see its 10th annual Monsters of Rock festival.
I remember, I mean, even just being from California, of hearing about the Donington Festival.
The fans get a little out of hand and throw bottles of urine at the stage. And this year I've noticed that they've put the barricades so far back now. There's probably 100 yards.
And the last weekend in August, festival season wrapped up in Reading, England, where over 40,000 people watched over 60 alternative bands.
It was a great crowd, you know, everybody was really into it.
There's a good spirit out there.
You've heard what the bands say. What do fans think makes a festival better than a plain old concert?
In a gig, you just go for a few hours and then you get home again, whereas here you can just get drunk for the whole weekend.
It's just the atmosphere when everyone's outside together. It's totally different to the rest of your life.
In other Euro news, London's Victoria and Albert Museum recently shelled out $30,000 to acquire the venerable logo used by the band YES for its permanent collection. That logo, of course, was created by one of the great names of psychedelic album cover art, Roger Dean, of whom you're about to learn a little more.
Behold, here cometh the dreamer, the dreamer, the dreamer.
Gallery goers stood in long lines at the San Francisco Art Exchange for the chance to see the works of English artist Roger Dean. Inside the gallery, Dean's dreamlike landscapes, or Deanscapes as they have been called, served as windows on a world where natural formations defy nature and architecture imitates life.
What will become of his dreams?
The principal influence on my work is what I see and how I change it. Landscape, I think, is my biggest inspiration. Everywhere from Japan to Scotland to Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon, all that is terrifically inspirational. I don't, when I'm there, feel, right, I'd like to get a canvas out. I like to look and soak it up.
Dean's artwork has adorned the album covers of numerous rock bands like Uriah Heep and Asia, but he is most noted for his artistic contributions to YES. It was Dean's exotic lettering and dreamscapes that became the visual trademarks for the band long before the age of music videos.
Everything I've been involved with before a cover was a cover, and then I saw some of his work, and it was just like nothing I'd ever seen before in my life, because it was just so incredible. It just completely freaked me out, and he became part of the band.
The actual images that were created on the album covers obviously went with the music, the very imaginative dreamscapes, as it were, of Roger Dean, where you could get lost in that. It could become another land that you were creating in your own head.
Although Dean's creative influences span everything from concert staging to music videos, lately he's been preoccupied with designing a house that may prove to be the ultimate realization of his style.
The ideas go back a long time. when I was at college, and I was very concerned about space people moved in and lived in, and I was looking for a way of solving the problem of making people feel good in an empty space. All that early work is finally coming to fruition in a house we're building in Los Angeles. It's on a mountaintop.
And even though Roger Dean may lend his autograph to some of his more dedicated fans, you may be hard-pressed to find it on his paintings and drawings.
It did seem to be an extra bar on the window. You're looking through into a space. I want people to think, I'd like to be there, and by signing it, somehow you're saying, but this isn't real, this is just a picture.
Illustrator Roger Dean. That's about it for this day in rock. We'll be back with more tomorrow, and we hope to see you then.